What up, Hambo? Hambo's ready. I got me some strawberry lemonade and the best flavor of Doritos. Spicy sweet chili. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Purple bag is best bag. We're gonna get a little nostalgic here. As you may or may not know, I've started playing the Elder Scrolls 3? Is it 3? Morrowind? It's the third one, right? Started Morrowind. And I don't know, maybe I should have done this before I started playing it, but I wanted to read the manual. Just cause I don't know, it's one of those games where, like, you know, old games, man, where they like, you know, if you were born in the late 1900s, like I was, then you remember a time where, you know, you would buy a game and it would have this paperwork in it, and that paperwork, they expected you to look at that paperwork. You know, you kids wouldn't get it. You Gen Zers, you know, you got your skibbities and your Bogos Binted and shit. Well, I'm talking about a time before that. You know, video games, you used to have to buy these shits on these things called, they look like frisbees, but they were smaller. And you would put them into, you would slide them in, they were called discs. And you would slide them into these receptacles, or sometimes you would like load it into a top loader. And a little laser would spin around real fast, and a little laser would read the data off of it. And then while that was happening, you had this paperwork that you could read. And we're gonna look at one such paperwork here. Which is awesome because Bethesda has all of the paperwork on their website, which is fucking awesome. I don't know if anyone else does this. But you can literally go to the Bethesda website and they have all of their shit. It's just on here. Brink, remember Brink? I remember Brink. No one else remembers Brink. But yeah, they got all their shit on here. I don't know anyone else does this. Not that I looked for anything else, but I mean, this was just here, easy to find. Yeah, we're here for Morrowind. Brink was awesome. Did not get the love that it deserved. It was just like role-based shooters, man. At least I think that's what that was. Where, you know, you're like, I'm the engineer, I'm the healer, I'm the assault guy. Anyway, we're here to talk about Morrowind. Which we got the manual. Now the plan is to just go through every single page and read every bit of writing on here, however long that takes. It doesn't look like it's very long, so, but I don't know. But Man, I used to love doing this, man. This is something we just don't fucking have this anymore. Can you just talk about how this has gone away and how much of a bummer that is? Nothing has been more fulfilling for me than playing through Tunic and picking up that fucking manual and it being like this crucial part of the game. Like the manual in that game is a mechanic in the game itself, and it was fucking awesome. And it was just so nostalgic. And yeah, it's just a bummer that we've gotten away from this. It's a lost art. It really is a lost art, man, because you would get so much exclusive stuff in the manual itself. Like the manual was a part of the game. It's like you're the prequel to the game. Like you get the manual, you get the game, and the first thing you do, you crack open the manual, dude. You don't play the game. You crack open the manual. And you just look at all the artwork and you look at all the illustrations, and it would introduce you to the world and the characters, and yeah, it was just fucking this shit was awesome. So I when I played Morrowind the other day, I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I was like, dude, I want to crack open the manual. And then yeah, I found out it was very easily accessible. And so that's what we're gonna do now. So let us go. Here's the front cover. Beautiful. 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 Okay. Page 2. Warning, read this important safety information before using. See, this is the stuff that they put in the game now. Now they put a lot of the stuff is just in the game, like tutorials and shit. You know, like everything's overly tutorialized now because they can't just give people a manual. So here's all the warnings you get on like the first screens when you boot a game. Play in a well-lit room. Do not play if you're tired. Table of contents. We're gonna go through all of this, man. We're gonna go through all of this. Okay, here we go. Introduction to Morrowind. The essence of any Elder Scrolls role-playing game has always been simple. Let you do what you want and make sure you have fun doing it. Huge, detailed, and open-ended are words that frequently come up when talking about Arena, Daggerfall, and now Morrowind. We don't believe a good role-playing game should restrict you from making choices, even if they are bad ones. Go ahead and play a wizard that wears heavy armor. You can do it, but remember, it's another skill to learn and might take time away from your magical studies. One of the first questions people usually ask us is, what do I do in this game? The answer we give is inevitably, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to be a noble knight or a treacherous swine? Do you want people to like you? Do you want people to loathe and fear you? Do you prefer casting spells, wielding swords, or both? Want to plunder dungeons and tombs? Rise the head of a guild? Gather information from everyone about everything? Whatever your interests, there's plenty for you to do. I was going to take these first couple paragraphs here and just how far they've gotten away from this in like each one of their games. I think the worst was like Fallout 4 maybe. Or it's like, no, like, well, maybe like even Skyrim a little bit, where it's like, no, this is who you are a Dragonborn, or you are a concerned parent for their child. Like I feel like the less and less of this they've executed on as their games progress. One minute you may be gazing up at the moons and stars over the plains, or out for a swim in the sea of ghosts, and running for your life from a cliff racer or slaughterfish. The next, any place in Morrowind can quickly turn deadly. Vardenfell, the setting for Morrowind, is a culturally and geographically diverse place, dominated by a volcanic red mountain and surrounding wastelands. You'll find the island's population in a variety of different settlements, including small fishing villages with stick huts, strange towns or houses that look like large bug shells are used for housing, dwellings made of giant mushrooms grown by mages, and the majestic ancient city of Vivek. Everywhere you go, you will find an assortment of do-gooders, scoundrels, eccentrics, and ordinary people just trying to make their way in the world. How you choose to interact with them is entirely up to you, and as a result, you will find your gameplay experience may be completely different from anyone else's. Trust whom you will, dispatch whomever you want, but be prepared for the consequences. Morrowind is filled with things for you to do, hundreds and hundreds of things. During your efforts to complete the main quest or rise to power in a faction, don't forget to leave the beaten path now and then to see what's over the next ridge, or talk to people you meet to see what problems or assistance they may reveal to you. It is in these moments, and thousands of others like them, that you will forget the real world, sometimes for much longer than you intended, and lose yourself in hours. Perhaps it'll be spent searching for a lost artifact that is rumored to be hidden in a tomb. Maybe you'll choose a side in a war between rival guilds. No matter what your preference, there's no right or wrong way to play Morrowind. The Morrowind team. Yeah, like that whole preamble is like, I feel like, I mean, even from like the little I've played of this game, or like for what I know of it, that people talk about all the time about it, is that yeah, I feel like they've executed on all of this with this game. But I don't know, as they progress, I would even say Skyrim executes this a lot too. But boy, does their most recent release not execute on most of this. I would say Starfield is not at all this. And that's a bummer to me. It's a bummer. Yeah, that's a bummer. Installing the game, simply insert the Morrowind game disk and run the setup.exe. This I don't miss. This like thank God for Steam. I don't know, I don't miss any of this. Double click the icon on your desktop. Plays the game. Data files. Here you can select which plugins you're playing with. Elder Scrolls plugins, or ESP files, which add new content to the world of Morrowind, are created with the Elder Scrolls construction set and can be downloaded from the internet or created by you. Okay, oh, look at this. If your video card supports pixel shading, like the NVIDIA GeForce 3 or 4 or the ATI 8500, you can turn those on or off here too. This shit is before my time. This shit, I mean, Morrowind as a whole, what was this, like 2002? Before my time. I was not fucking around with PC. And in these days, what was I doing? 2002? I was fucking with like GameCube, right? I was like GameCube, Dreamcast, Xbox for me. I didn't have a PlayStation until way late. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna say like the system, like the minimum specs here. Let's hit the next page. Yeah, also this is the kind of game that I was not interested in this type of shit back in those days. Like, it was straight Zelda for me. I would look at shit like this and I go, what the fuck is even this, man? We got fucking Zelda over here. Like, yeah, this is not, I wasn't looking at this shit at all. Just completely uninterested. Well, because the first Elder Scrolls game I played was Oblivion. And even then, I played that like way after. It was probably before all the DLC was out, but after it had already been out for a while. But yeah, Morrowind, of course, I haven't played it until just now, so. Right, here we go. Main menu. Starts a new game of Morrowind. Options takes you to the options menu, where you can adjust your video, sound, controls, and preferences. See page 46. Okay. And see, I wanted to get the Xbox version of the guide, just so I could see like the control options. I wanted to see how they laid out the controls there. Also because I'm using a controller in OpenMW re-adds controller support, so. Oh, cool. Next page, the game screen. Enemy health. Okay, that's what that bar is. I actually did not know that. I did not know that's what that bar was. That's health, magicka, fatigue. We're gonna have to read about fatigue. There's actually a lot of stuff that I don't know. That is why I kind of, another reason why I wanted to do this is because I was playing it and not knowing a lot of stuff too. So it's good to come in here and figure out what the fuck shit does. Yeah, let's read about fatigue. Represented by the green bar, the lower your fatigue drops, the harder it is to successfully perform actions like attacking and casting spells. Getting punched, running, jumping, swimming fast, and swinging a weapon reduce your fatigue. Walking, resting, waiting, potions, or spells can restore your fatigue. Okay. So fatigue just lowers your effectiveness at performing actions. Okay. Active weapon. The longer you hold down the button, the harder you'll swing. Swinging harder does the maximum damage a weapon has. Swinging lightly is faster, but does minimum damage. The bar underneath your weapon icon is the weapon's condition bar. Oh. You cycle through all weapons in your inventory. Use, okay. I'm gonna have to find out about weapon condition, because that's something I forgot. I think your items can break in this game, which they've gotten away from heavily. Yeah. I don't remember if Oblivion did that, but Skyrim absolutely did not. Using menus. To enter menu mode, right-click while playing. To exit menu mode, right-click again. There are 4 main menus: stats, inventory, magic, and map. Each is described on the following 4 pages. You can open and close each menu individually by clicking its icon on the screen. That is something I like about this. Is this like Windows thing? You can resize all the windows, you can rearrange it, you can make shit bigger, smaller, reposition shit. Like, that was cool as fuck. It's shitty that we had to lose this over this like oversimplified consoleized stuff they started getting into, like towards Oblivion, and then absolutely towards Skyrim, and then now they're like the UIs is complete dog shit. you know, the best case scenario would just be to have a dedicated like keyboard and mouse UI, and then if you hit the controller, you get a dedicated controller UI. I mean, that's something like some games started to do that, but it is a rarity. Here we go, the stats menu. Level, race, class, attributes, major skills, minor skills, misc skills. The right column scrolls up and down. Reputation, faction, birth signs, and bounty are accessible by scrolling the stats menu. Okay, they're re-explaining fatigue here. Level, how far you have progressed. That's another thing. I don't know how level works. I don't know how your skills level up. We'll learn about that on pages 18 through 20. Reputation, how famous you are. Inventory menu, encumbrance, active weapon, item filters, armor rating. Okay. Next page. Magic menu. Power spells. Magic items. The map menu provides a wider view of your current surroundings. You will be able to see the location of buildings, dungeons, and other structures around you. An arrow in the center of the screen represents your location and a direction you are facing. Door markers will appear as yellow marker. If you cast any magic spells that allow you to detect things, these will be displayed on the map as well. That's fucking awesome. To move around the map, click and hold the left mouse button and move the mouse up, down, left, or right. Okay. Oh, here we go. Races. You may choose from 10 races commonly encountered in Morrowind. Since each race has unique abilities, selecting your race is one of the most important decisions you'll make. Argonian. Little is known and less understood about the reptilian denizens of Black Marsh. Years of defending their borders have made the Argonians experts in guerrilla warfare, and their natural abilities make them equally at home in water and on land. They are well suited for treacherous swamps of their homeland, and have developed natural immunities to the diseases and poisons that have doomed many would-be explorers of the region. Skill bonuses. Alchemy +5, Athletics +15, Illusion +5, Medium Armor +5, Mysticism +5, Spear +5, Unarmored +5. Specials. Resist disease, immune to poison, water breathing. +5. Bretons feel an inborn, instinctive bond with the mercurial forces of magic and the supernatural. Many great sorcerers have come from the home province of High Rock, and in addition to their quick and perceptive grasp of spellcraft, enchantment, and alchemy, even the humblest of Bretons boast a high resistance to destructive and dominating magical energies. Skill bonuses. Conjuration +10, Mysticism +10, Restoration +10, Alchemy +5, Alteration +5, Illusion +5. Specials. Fortified Maximum Magicka, Dragon Skin, Resist Magicka. It'd be nice if it said what that meant. It would be nice to see what some of these meant. Dark Elf. In the Empire, Dark Elf is a common usage, but in their Morrowind homeland, they call themselves the Dunmer. The dark-skinned, red-eyed Dunmer combine powerful intellect with strong and agile physiques, producing superior warriors and sorcerers. On the battlefield, Dark Elves are noted for their skilled and balanced integration of swordsmen, marksmen, and war wizards. Skill bonuses: Long Blade +5, Destruction +10, Light Armor +5, Athletics +5, Mysticism +5, Marksman +5, Short Blade +10. Specials: Ancestor Guardian and Resistant to Fire. High Elf. The High Elves, or Altmer, are the proud, tall, golden-skinned peoples of Somerset Isle. The common tongue of the Empire, Tamrielic, is based on their speech and writing, and most of the Empire's arts, craft, and sciences were derived from High Elven traditions. Deft intellect and strong-willed, High Elves are often gifted in the arcane arts and are far more resistant to disease than the lesser races. Destruction +10, Enchant +10, Alchemy +10, Alteration +5, Conjuration +5, Illusion +5. Fortified Maximum Magicka, Weakness to Magicka, Fire, Frost, and Shock. Fire, Frost, and Shock. Resistant to disease. Is this weakness to Magicka, Fire, Frost, and Shock? That's a weird... Commons are weird, man. I never know how to use them. But it's just a weird... That's a weird... Yeah, I don't know. Weakness to Magicka, Fire, Frost, and Shock. I think that's what that is. They're weak to these four things. Imperial. Natives to the civilized cosmopolitan province of Cyrodiil. The Imperials are well educated and well spoken. Though physically less imposing than the other races, the Imperials have proved to be shrewd diplomats and traders. These traits, along with their remarkable skill and training as light infantry, have enabled them to subdue all other provinces and to have erected the monument to peace and prosperity that comprises the glorious empire. Speechcraft +10. I know this one just says skill and not skill bonuses. The rest of them say skill bonuses. Speechcraft +10, Mercantile +10, Long Blade +10, Blunt +5, Light Armor +5, Hand to Hand +5. Specials: Star of the West and Voice of the Emperor. Like, it'd be nice to know what the fuck that meant. It'd be nice to know what the fuck that meant. I mean, I guess if you were in the game making your character and then that popped up, it would probably explain what that meant. Probably. But, you know, if you crack open the manual, you'd want it to explain what the fuck that meant. Yeah, next. Khajiit. Khajiit hail from the province of Elsewhere and can vary in appearance from nearly elven to the Cathay Rat, Jaguar Men, to the great Senche Tiger. The most common breed, the Suthay Rat, is intelligent, quick, and agile. Many Khajiit disdain weapons in favor of their natural claws. They make excellent thieves due to their natural agility and unmatched acrobatic skills. Skill bonuses: Acrobatics +15, Athletics +5, Hand to Hand +5, Light Armor +5, Security +5, Short Blade +5, Sneak +5. Specials: Eye of Fear, Eye of Night. Nord. Citizens of Skyrim are tall and fair-haired people, aggressive and fearless in war, industrious and enterprising in trade and exploration, skilled sailors. Nords can be found in seaports and settlements along all the coasts and rivers of Tamriel. Strong, willful, and hardy, Nords are famous for their resistance to cold, even magical frost. Violence is an accepted and comfortable aspect of Nord culture. They cheerfully face battle with an ecstatic ferocity that shocks and appalls their enemies. Axe +10, Blunt +10, Medium armor plus 10, long blade plus 5, spear plus 5, heavy armor plus 5. Specials: Thunder Fist, Woad, resist shock, immune to frost. Orc. These sophisticated barbarian beast peoples of the Walthgarian and Dragontail Mountains are noted for their unshakable courage in war and their unflinching endurance of hardships in the past. Orcs have been widely feared and hated by the other nations and races of Tamriel, but they have slowly won acceptance in the Empire. Orcish armorers are prized for their craftsmanship, and orc warriors in heavy armor are among the finest frontline troops in the Empire. Armor plus 10, axe plus 5, heavy armor plus 10, medium armor plus 10, block plus 10. Specials: Berserk and resistant to magicka. Redguard, the most naturally talented warriors in Tamriel. The dark-skinned, wiry-haired Redguards of Hammerfell seem born to battle, though their pride and fierce independence of spirit makes them more suitable as scouts or skirmishers, or as free-ranging heroes and adventurers, than as rank-and-file soldiers. In addition to their cultural affinities for many weapon and armor styles, Redguards are also physically blessed with hardy constitutions and quickness of foot. Long blade plus 15, short blade plus 5, heavy armor plus 5, axe plus 5, blunt plus 5, medium armor plus 5, lance plus 5. Adrenaline rush. Is that how you spell adrenaline? Rush. Resist poison, resist disease. Wood Elf. The clan folk of the western Valenwood Forest. In the Empire, they are called Wood Elves, but call themselves the Bosmer, or the Tree Sap people. Wood Elves are nimble and quick in body and wit, and their curious natures and natural agility make them good scouts, agents, and thieves. And there are no finer archers in all of Tamriel. Skill bonuses: marksman plus 15, sneak plus 10, light armor plus 10, alchemy plus 5, acrobatics plus 5. Specials: beast tongue, resist disease. Attributes. A character's mental, physical, and magical abilities are modeled by 8 primary attributes. Primary attributes have range from 0 to 100. It can be changed by magic, potions, or disease. Gaining a level allows you to increase your attributes. Strength affects how much you can carry, how much fatigue you have, your starting health, and how much damage you can do with melee weapons, such as swords and axes. Governs the skill of armorer, blunt weapon, axe, long blade, and acrobatics. Intelligence affects your total magicka and magic use. Governs the skill of alchemy, enchant, conjuration, and security. Willpower affects your ability to resist magical attacks and how much fatigue you have. Governs the skills of destruction, alteration, mysticism, and restoration. Agility affects your ability to hit and dodge attacks. It also affects how much fatigue you have. Governs the skills of sneak, light armor, marksman, and block. Speed determines how fast you move. Governs the skills of athletics, short blade, hand-to-hand, and unarmored. Endurance affects how much fatigue you have, your health, and how much your health will increase when you sleep and raise levels. Governs the skills of medium armor, heavy armor, and spear. Personality affects how much people like you, which leads to better information gathering. Governs the skills of speechcraft, mercantile, and illusion. Luck. Luck has an effect on everything you do, but governs no skills. Derived attributes. These are derived from the primary attributes and are affected by changes to your primary attributes. Health. The amount of damage you can take before you die. Your maximum increases every time you gain a level. Endurance affects how much health you gain per level and how fast health comes back when you rest. Your starting health is half of your combined strength and endurance. Magicka. is used to cast spells. You start with magicka equal to half your intelligence. This can be increased by choosing a race or birth sign that increases your magicka multiplier. Magicka is naturally restored by resting. Fatigue is how tired you are. Low fatigue makes it harder to successfully perform actions. Running, jumping, swimming fast, and swinging a weapon. We've read fatigue already. Encumbrance is the total weight of items you can carry. Encumbrance also affects how fast you move. Did not know that. And how fatigued you get while running. Did not know that. You cannot move at all when fully encumbered. Encumbrance is equal to 5 times your strength. Okay. Maybe that's why we were like moving so slow towards the end of our adventures, because we were filled up. We were filled up on items. Combat arts. Block skill allows you to use shields to block any melee attack. A successful block removes all damage from the attack. Armor skill is used to maintain weapons and armor at top effectiveness. Worn weapons do less damage. Worn armor provides less protection against attacks. As wear increases, the diminishing effectiveness of weapons and armor is dramatic. Medium armor skill lets you move and defend while wearing durable but flexible armors, like chain, scale, bone mold, and orcish armor. To use any style of armor effectively, the wearer must be trained, conditioned, and skilled in its use. Heavy armor skill is used to move and defend while wearing massive and rigid armors like iron, steel, silver, dwemer, ebony, and daedric armor. To use any style of armor effectively, Blunt weapon skill makes you more effective when using heavy bashing weapons like maces, hammers, clubs, or staves. Long blade skill lets you use broadswords, sabers, longswords, claymores, katanas, and dai katanas effectively. Axe skill helps the user wield heavy chopping weapons like war axes and battle axes more effectively. Spear skill permits effective use of long shafted thrusting weapons like spears and halberds. Athletic skill trains and conditions you for running and swimming. Skilled athletes move short and long distances over land with speed and efficiency, and also they swim more swiftly underwater. Magic arts. Destruction skill is the mastery of the spell effects of the School of Destruction. Their spells harm living and undead creatures and include elemental damage, draining, damaging, vulnerability, and disintegration magical effects. Students of the School of Alteration manipulate the physical world and its natural properties. Alteration effects include water breathing and walking, jumping, levitating, burdening, opening and locking, and creating shield barriers against physical damage. Spell effects of the School of Illusion alter the perceptions and thoughts of living subjects. Illusion effects include blind, light, paralyzed, silence, calm, or frenzy, chameleon, and invisibility. The spell effects of the School of Conjuration include mental domination of mundane and magical creatures, summonation of otherworldly weapons and armor, and summonation of daedric or undead servants to serve and protect the caster. Spells in the School of Mysticism shape and focus otherworldly forces to bind souls and gems, teleport the caster's body, manipulate the world with telekinesis, absorb or reflect magical energies, or sense unseen objects at a distance. Depths of the School of Restoration heal, restore, and fortify the body's attributes and abilities, cure disease, and protect it from other malign influences. Restoration spells can also augment or absorb strength, endurance, intelligence, agility, and other bodily attributes. Enchant skill governs the creation, use, and recharging of enchanted items. Skilled enchanters are more successful at creating new items. Enchanted items use less power and are recharged more efficiently from soul gems for a trained user. Alchemy identifies magical properties in mundane substances. Substances are consumed directly or prepared as potions to provide long-lasting benefits like healing and curing disease, water walking, magical shielding, and fortifying attributes. Unarmored skill lets you avoid or reduce injury during combat while not wearing any armor by evading, deflecting, or absorbing blows. Those versed in this skill are better defended wearing no armor at all than they are when wearing armor. Stealth arts. Security. Skill lets you open and lock doors and containers with lockpicks or disarm traps with probes. What the fuck is a probe? What the fuck is a probe? Disarm traps with probes? Oh, I'm gonna have to figure out what the fuck that is. The skill is essential for agents and thieves alike. Sneak discipline is it's because when I was in that dungeon, there was like a door. There was a door that was trapped, and it tells you that there's a trap in the door, or like on a chest or something. It tells you that it's trapped. It's up to you if you want to like fuck with it or not. But I didn't know, so I was like, okay. And then I was also lost in the dungeon, and I was like, well, I went everywhere, and there's this door here, and it's fucking trapped. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to open this fucking door and maybe die, or not, and just leave. But I opened it, and then like it hit me with the trap. Though it wasn't a death trap though, so it didn't kill me. But I was like the risk you take. But if there's a thing called probes, then I'll have to figure out what a probe is, and if that disarms traps, then we will we'll find that out. Okay, sneak discipline is the art of moving unseen and unobserved. Skilled sneaks are also adept lockpicks or pickpockets. Acrobatic skill enables you to jump long distances and to avoid damage when falling from great heights. Nimble acrobats can reach areas others cannot get to and can direct their paths while falling. Light armor skill lets you move and defend while wearing lightweight, flexible armors like leather, fur, chitin, and glass armor. To use any style of armor effectively, the wearer must be trained. Short blade makes you more effective with short, quick thrusting weapons like daggers, tantos, short swords, and wakizashis. Marksman makes you more effective with range weapons like the short bow, long bow, crossbow, throwing star, throwing stars, and throwing knives. What? Why is this game so much better than... Why is this game have so much more variety and it's like options? Throwing stars and throwing knives? Well, it just has like so much more variety, and like it's like your the loadout that you can decide to go with, you know? Like even like light armor, heavy armor, but there's like medium armor. The mysticism school of magic doesn't exist anymore. Like they got rid of like spear weapons, spears and halberds. Like they don't have katanas, dai katanas. Like a lot of this just doesn't exist anymore. Like maybe they can get back to that. I highly doubt it. I'm not gonna fucking. I'm not gonna defend Bethesda here at all, because they're fucking trash now. But there was a time where I had hope for them that they would return to the good old days. But I think we're long past that now. Mercantile skill is the art of buying low and selling high. The skill guarantees lower initial prices for goods, equipment, and services, and improves your chances of getting better deals by bargaining. Speechcraft allows you to influence others by admiring, intimidating, and taunting them. Listeners are more willing to divulge information or to entrust important tasks to the skilled speaker. Hand-to-hand skill is the martial art of unarmed combat. Hand-to-hand attacks damage only the fatigue of a standing opponent. The hand-to-hand attacks damage health when a target has been knocked unconscious by fatigue loss. What? Like you can knock guys unconscious? Oh, wait, I think the music stopped. Hold on. Like you can knock people unconscious? Your class defines your way of life and which skills are most important to you. When creating your character, you have several options in creating your class. 1. Answer a series of 10 questions that will assign you a class based on your answers. 2. Choose one of the 21 classes in Morrowind. 3. Create your own custom class by selecting your major and minor skills yourself and naming your custom class. Like it's crazy how far away they've gotten from this. Almost, I don't know. Almost a little sad. I mean, I guess, I don't know. Their games are very successful, right? So I guess on one hand, it's like, yeah, they lost all of this shit, but they've gained so much more of an audience and just making them more accessible and more simplified, I guess is a way of looking at it. But also this shit is badass, dude. Like this shit's fucking awesome. And it's just a bummer that we've lost so much of this. Each class receives a specialization, 5 major and 5 minor skills, and a +10 bonus to 2 attributes. Specialization. Each class has a specialization, either combat arts, magic arts, or stealth arts. This is the main avenue of study this class falls into. You receive +5 to every skill in your specialization, and those skills will be much easier to increase. For instance, a character who specializes in combat can learn about using an axe faster than he can learn about acrobatics. Major skills. Each class has 5 major skills. These are the essential skills for this class. Major skills start at 30 and are easier to increase than other skills. Minor skills. Each class also has 5 minor skills. These skills are important to the class and start at 15. Miscellaneous skills. All skills not chosen as major or minor are considered miscellaneous and start at 5. Miscellaneous skills increase the slowest. For example, a combat specialized class with athletics as a major skill at 30 will increase athletics up to 50% faster than a magic specialized class with athletics as a miscellaneous skill at 30. That's a lot. Okay, then they go into the classes. I don't think I'm gonna read all the classes here. Boy, I'm kind of curious. I'm curious to look at the Skyrim manual and just see how many less pages that must have. I don't know. I mean, this one doesn't seem that long, but I mean, there's so many systems here that you have to explain. Whereas in Skyrim, it's just so much more simple. Like, I'd feel like it would be at least half, if not less. Earth signs. In Tamriel, persons born under certain constellations are said to be fortunate in their aspects. Such persons are often blessed or cursed with remarkable abilities or weaknesses as a result of the magical conjunctions of celestial influences. The Apprentice. Those born under the sign of the Apprentice have increased magicka, but also have a weakness to it. Those born under the sign of the Atronach cannot regenerate magicka, but have a chance of absorbing any magic cast at them. The Lady. Those born under the sign of the Lady have increased endurance and personality. The Lord. Those born under the sign of the Lord can regenerate health, but are weak to fire. The Lover. Those born under the sign of the Lover can have increased agility and can paralyze others with a kiss. The Mage. Those born under the sign of the Mage have increased magicka. The Ritual. Those born under the sign of the Ritual can heal themselves and turn undead. The Serpent. Those born under the sign of the Serpent can poison others at a loss of their own health. The Shadow. Those born under the sign of the Shadow can make themselves invisible. The Steed. Those born under the sign of the Steed can move faster. The Thief. Those born under the sign of the Thief are harder to hit. The Tower. Those born under the sign of the Tower can unlock doors magically and detect things at a distance. The Warrior. Those born under the sign of the Warrior have an increased chance of hitting. Okay, here we go. Here's stuff I need to know. Increasing your skills and leveling up. To increase a skill, you simply need to use it successfully several times. The lower your skill, the harder it is to use, but the number of uses you need to increase it is smaller. It takes much longer to raise a high skill. Skills that are specialized, major or minor, also increase faster than miscellaneous skills. There are 3 ways to increase a skill. 1. Use it over and over. 2. Buy training from another character. 3. Learn more about the skill from special books. You can view your progress towards increasing a skill by highlighting the skill with your cursor when in your stats menu. Increasing your level is dependent on improving the major and minor skills associated with your class. In order to raise your level, you must improve any combination of your major or minor skills by a total of 10 points. So I think in the, like 2-3 hours I played last time, I think I only had 2 skill increase, and I think it was both athletics. I think it was athletics. My athletics went up twice. So they're saying to level up, you have to level those 10 times? You gotta have it 10 points to level your character up once? Seems crazy. Maybe I'm not doing something right. You can see how far you are towards raising your level by highlighting level with your cursor when in your stats menu. Once you have raised your skills enough, you will need to rest by pressing the T key. This allows you to meditate on what you've learned in order to increase your level. See page 45 for more on resting. You will be able to add 3 points to your attributes. Certain attributes will show a bonus, which is determined by which skills you have increased since you last raised level. So, if you improve several skills that have personality as a governing attribute, then you will see an appropriate bonus multiplier for personality. Each point you assign to an attribute with a bonus will be multiplied by the bonus. Even miscellaneous skills you've used count towards the attribute bonus. You may only assign 1 point to an attribute. In addition, when you raise level, isn't it called level up? Is level up like a new term? Or are they just not saying level up for some reason? Zero Fox in the chat said, first playthrough and reading the manual, smart. Because back in the day, the game came with the manual, and there are certain things that aren't explained. No, yeah, no. I started playing already. I played about like 3 hours, and then I was like thinking about it, and I was like, I should like read the manual. Well, because I want to play it blind, so I don't want to watch any I don't want to watch any like YouTube videos of people just explaining how to do. I just watched one video. I watched Patrician TV's video on just how to properly create your first character. That was all I watched. Like a 30-minute video, just explains the basics. But yeah, I just want to go in blind and not. I just don't want to know. I just don't want to know anything outside of what I would find out just reading the manual, basically. So yeah, keep fatigue high effects melee. Yeah. So they've explained that. They've explained that here. At first, it didn't seem like. It didn't seem like I couldn't tell what it was doing, because it kind of seemed fine for the most part for me when I was low on fatigue, but maybe I didn't notice it was set to like easy mode. I'm gonna when I load the game up next time, I'm gonna set it back to the difficulty back to normal. I'm not sure what it was set at by default, but I started a new game and then I looked at it and I saw it was on easy. Yeah, where was I here? Oh yeah, they said when you raise level, the terminology I think is like level up. Raise level is just a weird way to. When you raise level, your health will increase by 1/10 of your endurance. Armor. Oh boy, look at this. Armor. Each piece of armor you wear will add to your overall protection or armor rating. The higher the armor rating, the better you will be protected. When you see a piece of armor, the armor rating displayed for that item will be adjusted according to your skills. So, if you have a high light armor skill and a very low high armor skill, you will see armor ratings for light armor that are much higher than for heavy armor. Okay, that makes sense. If you're trained in the unarmored skill, you may be better protected without armor than with armor. Also, playing Morrowind blind is also smart. Morrowind is like a well. The deeper you go, the more it gives. It's an incredible journey, and the discovery is the best part. It's the only game in the series where everything is hand-placed. So many hidden items, you truly start off as a nobody, where even the local fishes kill you. And the journey is incredible. Over 300 books. There is no wrong way to Morrowind. The game rewards going off the beaten path. Even 20 years later, I still learn new things. Yeah, and that's something they've gotten away from, unfortunately. Bethesda just doesn't. They don't want to make this kind of game anymore, which is fine because their newer games are way more successful than their older games, and the reason is because they're more accessible. You know, they're more palatable to a wider range of audience. So I get it, but I don't know. Something was lost here. Something was lost along the way. I think they've gone too far, and I don't think there's any coming back. People talking about the Elder Scrolls. People are talking about the next Elder Scrolls game, and I just don't see them. I don't see them doing a return to form, is what I'm saying. Armor absorbs damage. When someone hits you, the damage they do is compared against your armor rating, and some of the damage is absorbed. As armor takes damage, its condition decreases. This also lowers how much protection the armor offers. Your armor rating is the weighted average of all the armor you're wearing. Certain pieces contribute more towards your armor rating than others. Oh wow, see here, I didn't even know this. Your chest piece is like most of it, and then it's like everything else. Also, the Morrowind modding community is thriving. I'm a modder myself. The future of Bethesda is Morrowind. In the modding community, you found the right place. The future of Bethesda is Morrowind? I don't know about that. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't think Bethesda gives a fuck about Morrowind. I don't think they give a shit about this, but I hope I'm wrong. Bethesda doesn't care. Yeah. They do not care. But again, they shouldn't care, because again, their most successful games are not Morrowind. Regardless if the community is there, the money is not there, and I think that's what's more important to them, especially with them being under Microsoft. It's just, yeah, the money got to be there. Using weapons to attack, hold down the left mouse button and release it. The longer you hold it, the more damage you will do, and the more your fatigue will drop. Each weapon is also rated in 3 attack categories: chop, slash, thrust. You perform these moves by... Hold on now. What? You perform these moves by moving while pulling your weapon back. What? Chop, standing still or moving diagonally. Slash, moving side to side. Thrust, moving forward or back. I didn't even know that. You can also use the always use best attack option in your preferences. This will always use the best attack regardless of movement. It is off by default. I might have to go and turn that on. Interesting. I saw that option, but I didn't know what the hell that meant. I didn't know they had all this. Chop, slash, thrust. Yeah, because I mean, you wouldn't take like a blunt weapon. You wouldn't like. Well, I don't even know what would be the most effective for a blunt weapon. Chop, slash, definitely not a thrust. But if you had a spear, it would definitely be like thrust. Like you should just be doing that every time. Repairing weapons and armor. Weapons and armor will sustain damage as you use them. The more damage a weapon sustains, the less damage it will do. When its condition goes down to 0, the weapon or armor becomes unusable. You can repair your armor and weapons by equipping hammers and tongs. The success of your repair depends on your armorer skill and the quality of the tool. You can also find people who can repair these items as a service. It will cost you, but they will always repair the item back to full condition. Getting knocked down. You can be knocked down during combat as the result of a powerful blow from an opponent. The knockdown is fairly short and can happen at any time, regardless of your health fatigue levels. You cannot block or attack when you've been knocked down. Hitting someone who is knocked down does more damage, and they are easier to hit. High agility keeps you from being knocked down. For the 20-year Morrowind anniversary, they didn't do anything. So me and another modder took it into our own hands and went to the community and gathered over 100 plus personal memories of playing Morrowind. We made a 200 plus page fully illustrated book and got 5,000 plus copies published. The actual humans of Bethesda got copies, and it meant a lot to them, so the humans at Bethesda do very much care, and the community rose to the occasion. Morrowind has even saved people's lives, helped others find a career. Oh yeah. Like I'm sure deep down they want to make this game. Like this is it. No one wants to make like a bad game. Like everyone has the vision of the game they want to make in their heads, right? But then, you know, then there's the execution. Then there's especially where we're at now. Like the gaming world was very different in 2002 when this came out. You know, you could get away with a much smaller team and really just do like passion projects, and and you could get away with that. But now, especially now, dude, like with how dire with how dire the gaming industry is now, I mean, you just cannot you cannot it has to be money above everything. You cannot take these risks anymore. It's like, it's sad to see, but that's where, that's where like indies come in. Where like, I'm sure there's like a bunch of like Morrowind-esque indie games that are out that I've seen. Because the people that were kids when Morrowind came out are the adults now making these games. So, even like you, like modders in the same way, like, and even shit like Roblox, the kids making Roblox games, or the kids making Unreal Engine games and Fortnite, is like all the same thing. Like, those kids are going to grow up with the experience they have using those tools, and they're going to grow up into adults making the next big thing. And that's the cool thing about it. That's the really cool thing about it. Because I think where we're at right now in the like AAA industry is like, this stuff's cooked, man, because we're just seeing the same games over and over again. We're not really getting anything creative. When we do get stuff creative, it don't do too well. So yeah, it's yeah. But I love going back to stuff like this because it is such a highly regarded game that I just wasn't there. I just wasn't there at the time. So I just want to go back now and kind of experience it. And yeah, there's a lot of systems in here. Like, I played like maybe like 3 hours, and I still had no idea that there was a knockdown system. There's a knocking out system. When your fatigue drops below zero, you will be knocked unconscious. This usually happens when someone punches you. The amount of time you remain unconscious depends on several factors. During this time, you cannot block any attacks. When you're unconscious, hand-to-hand attacks will damage your health instead of your fatigue. Magic. Oh, look at this. They go through every spell. I guess maybe every type of spell. We're not going to read all this. But even just like following their trajectory from this game to Oblivion, which is the first one I played, and then like Oblivion to Skyrim, even that trajectory, and just seeing how less and less of these systems are in each one of those games, and then even if you like follow them from like even like Fallout 3 to Fallout 4, and then even like Starfield, which I think takes kind of all of these things from Elder Scrolls and Fallout and kind of tries to put it all into a gigantic package. It's just so much of this stuff is lost. Like this document is, well, 27 pages of the digital document. But I'm willing to bet that their manuals after this one are gonna be like shorter. They get shorter and shorter every time because there's just less and less systems. mysticism. It seems like they got rid of mysticism in Skyrim, and then I guess they took a lot of these spells and just put them somewhere else. Interesting. Mark and recall. That's an interesting spell. Did I look at illusion yet? I did. When I made my character, I did give them illusion as like a minor skill, I think. Night Eye. I wonder if that's any more useful here than in Skyrim. So I have the most experience with Skyrim. Skyrim is the one I played the most. Not to say that I think that it's a good game. There's definitely aspects of it that I enjoy, but Skyrim is the one I played the most. The spells and custom spell making in this game is unparalleled. Rewards creativity, and you really can feel like a god. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get much into magic on this run. I made a Khajiit, like a not as much, not really like a stealthy thievy Khajiit, even though I think I put stuff into thievery stuff. It's more of like a just an agile, fast, just like a short blade Khajiit that also does like lock picking, and because I just thought it'd be easier and simpler, just for like a first playthrough. Just do something that's just like, yeah, I'm gonna use a sword and I'm gonna be fast and I'm gonna have a lot of health, but also, you know, I like making sneaky characters, so. Invisibility completely conceals the target from others. If the target attacks, speaks, or activates items, the effect is dispelled. That's good to know. Chameleon lets the target blend into the surroundings. The target can attack and use ops, so Chameleon is like a better invisibility, basically. But Chameleon may range from 1% to 100% effectiveness. The effect's magnitude is the degree of concealment. Oh, I see. Okay, that's interesting. Sanctuary causes the target to be harder to hit. Magnitude is the value that is added to the target's chance to dodge attacks. I watch many Morrowind streams, and I will say this is the first time I've seen someone reading the manual. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I thought it would be interesting both from this is my first time playing Morrowind, so I want to go in blind, so I'm going to read the manual because that's the data I would have if I was doing this for real in 2002. But also, I thought it'd just be interesting from like a this is a nostalgia standpoint of just like, they don't do this anymore. They don't make manuals anymore. So I thought it was a good opportunity to just like crack open a manual again, because you just don't get this anymore. Yeah, it's like nostalgic. You know, that's what I would do when I was a kid, man. And yeah, illusion. I might dabble in illusion just a little bit. Charm temporarily increases target's disposition. Like illusion sounds really good. Like that just sounds useful for like most, like there's stuff in illusion that sounds useful for like most playstyles. Okay. Moving on, moving on. Abilities. Many races in Tamriel have inherent abilities. They seem like magic, but never need to be cast and are always active. Abilities usually include such things as weaknesses and resistances. Powers. Many races and birth signs also provide special powers that can be used once a day. Powers are always successful, hence they are the most powerful form of magic. Powers are not assigned to a school of magic, and therefore using them will not improve your magic skills. Diseases. While not true magic, the effects of disease can be very similar. There are 3 kinds of disease: common disease, blight disease, and corpus disease. Common disease isn't that bad. You can get cured at shrines or temples easily, but you need to get cured because people will be wary to talk with you. Blight disease is more serious, and potions and cures are harder to come by. Corpus disease can't be cured. Some say vampirism is a disease, but no known cure seems to exist. Spells. Successfully casting spells will raise your skill in that spell's school. You can buy new spells from various people in the world who sell them. Okay, spell name, magic school, magic effects, magnitude. How powerful the spell effect is. It determines how much damage a spell does, or how much it improves or decreases the target's attributes. This is often represented by a range of numbers, e.g. 1 to 10 points. When cast, the magnitude is random between these 2 numbers. Okay. Magic items. You will find a wide variety of magic items scattered throughout the land, including rings, amulets, belts, scrolls, weapons, armor, and more. Equipping some items, such as weapons, will automatically cast a spell when used successfully, i.e. hitting an opponent. Others allow you to cast a spell when the item is equipped, e.g. Ring of Healing. To make the and equipped items spell your active magic, select it from your magic menu under the item list. The one thing I will say before you play is this. There is a sort of bug that I will never forgive Bethesda for not patching, but back in the day, the Tribunal expansion was released after Morrowind and assumes you completed the main quest, and that Tribunal expansion sends it. Oh, so I'm using OpenMW, and I added some mods. I had the one video I watched, which explained how to properly create a character. That one video explained the assassin thing and said there's a mod you can get that will push it back or something. I don't know anything more than that, but it delays the expansion. So, and I'm also using OpenMW, which, as far as I know, patches a lot of bugs and does a lot of stuff. So I don't know what it does, but I don't know the specifics, but I just know OpenMW is a much more like stable version of the game. It like patches bugs, and then also I got that's like the one mod I got. And then like I got stuff that's like visual. I got like visual stuff. If you go to our YouTube channel, I already played like 3 hours. I played like 2.5, maybe 3 hours. And so it's archived on the YouTube. It's also archived on the Twitch, I guess. It was only a few days ago, but it's better on YouTube because it's in 4K. We do 4K on YouTube, so. But you can watch that. I played a bit already. That's why this is part 1.33 repeating. Is because I played a little bit already. Let's see. I wonder if this is all stuff I need to look at when I load the game up again. I'm not gonna play it tonight, but tomorrow night I will be getting back into it. So this is all knowledge that I have to remember for tomorrow. But one of the things that I want to know is that ring. What did they say it was? The ring of healing? You know, the ring you get like in the beginning of the game. I'm sure everyone uses it. Is that gonna run out of charge? Because I have not charged it up at all. It just seems to like recover. It seemed like it was auto charging or something, but I don't know. Magic scrolls are special items that can be used only once. They cannot be recharged and are destroyed when they are cast. Essentially, they are a one-time spell. To ready a scroll as your active magic, select it from your magic menu. Magical scrolls can be cast like a spell. They can only be used once. To see a scroll spell, highlight it with your cursor in the inventory or magic menu. Also when I'm playing, I'm streaming it live, but I'm not looking at the chat. So if there's anyone in the chat, they can chat with each other about how bad I am. But I'm not going to look at it though. I think it's a good way to do it. Spell making. For a price, spell making characters you meet will combine spell effects that you have learned into new spells. What? What? In dialogue, select the spell making option. Select the spells you wish to combine using the left mouse button. When you click a magic effect to add, you can adjust the corresponding magnitude, duration, and area by moving the sliders left and right. See, this is endless replayability here. Because I already know I'm never gonna use this. I already know this playthrough, I'm never gonna use this. I didn't make a magic character. But the little bit of magic that I'm going to use, I'm never gonna be able to use any of this. Like I would have to do another character that's like in like magic. Well, this sounds awesome though. Enchanting. To enchant an item, you must have a charged soul gem. Higher quality soul gems can trap larger creatures to create more powerful enchantments. To trap a soul, you need an empty soul gem, a soul trap spell or scroll, and a live creature. Cast soul trap on the creature, then kill it. Upon its death, its soul will be trapped inside your previously empty soul gem. Highlight your soul gem to see if the creature is trapped or not. Find someone who offers enchanting and select enchanting while talking with them, or do it yourself by equipping a charged soul gem in your inventory. Your success depends on your enchant skill if you do it yourself. Paying for enchanting services will never fail. Enchanting yourself is basically not worth it. Using an NPC's enchanting service is way better. It's very costly usually. Okay. Potions. Alchemists, apothecaries, and healers, as well as general merchants, sell commercial potions. These potions are easy and reliable, but costly. If your alchemy skill is not high enough, effects of the potion will be listed as a question mark. In addition, see, I like that in this game. In this game, it seems like if you're not good at a thing, you should just not do that thing, and you should just hire someone to do that thing for you. Which in Skyrim and beyond, all of their games after Skyrim, basically, in Fallout 3 and beyond, it seems like you can eventually build your character into being a god at everything. But it seems like in this game, it's just not, unless you dedicate a lot of time to it, you might be able to get there. I don't know, but seems like this game, it doesn't want you doing shit that you're not like skilled at doing. Which I prefer that. Because it gives you more replayability. More replayability, like more reason to start a new character over using the same character for 1,000 hours. Which, I don't know, there's pros and cons to both options, I guess, but... Okay, sneaking. Here's what I'm interested in, the stealth part. Because I am doing a more stealthy character, so... Sneaking is the ability to remain undetected, and I also did not understand how the sneaking works, so... Now we're gonna learn here. To sneak, hold down the left control key. When you become undetected, an icon will appear on the screen. When you are detected, the icon will disappear. Sneaking will allow you to attempt to pickpocket, steal items, pick locks, and perform other acts undetected that might be considered illegal. The weight of your boots also plays a minor role in sneaking. The sneak icon does not mean you are improving your sneak skill. It only indicates you are currently undetected. Picking pockets. To steal an item from a person, you must be in sneaking. While sneaking, approach the person in question and hit the spacebar when the individual's name appears above his head. An inventory window will appear for that person. Since picking pockets is based on your security skill, you will not always see everything a person is carrying. And what you see may change every time you attempt to pick the same person's pocket. If you see any item you want to try to steal, click it with the left mouse button. If you succeed, you will remain undetected. If you are detected, the person will say something and possibly report your crime or even attack you. Stealing. While in sneak mode, you can attempt to take items that don't belong to you. These items may be out in the open or inside containers. Any items you steal will be added to your inventory. Note that you cannot sell stolen items back to the original owner. Okay. Picking locks. Lockpicks come in several grades of quality and only have a limited number of uses. To pick a lock, equip your lockpick. Yeah, we've done some lock picking already. Oh, here we go. Disarming traps. This I was very confused about when I was playing. So let's see. Any item that is trapped will be identified as such when you look at it. The ability to disarm a trap requires proficiency in the security skill and a probe, which you must have equipped. Equip the probe. Highlight the trapped item, hit the F key to activate your probe, and click the left mouse button to attempt to disarm the trap. As with picking locks, the quality of the probe can greatly increase your ability to disarm a trap. Okay, so it's basically like it's like a lockpick, except it's a different item. So, because that was one of my things. Is I encountered a door that I couldn't go through. I saw it was trapped, and I was like, okay, what do I do about this? But that's good to know. Like, I mean, you need the manual for this game because it's not like it has a tutorial, or it's not like it tutorializes everything you need to know like most games do today, right? Like, they expect you to have the manual. So critical hit. If you can move within range of an NPC or creature without being detected while sneaking, your first melee attack will do considerably more damage, 4x. And a notice that you successfully achieved a critical hit will appear. All subsequent attacks will count as regular attacks. Okay. If I were to give you one single piece of advice, it would be choose a character that you want to play, then think of a little backstory for that character, and then role play and play as the character. Not just playing as you would, but playing how your character would play. Diving into roleplay makes this game so much fun. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm not really a role play kind of guy. I've never dug the role play thing. Well, basically, the character I would make is the character that I would be in real life. I don't know if that makes sense, but I mean, I kind of do role play, like, I don't know, like a little bit, in terms of I like making sneaky characters, stealthy, sneaky little fucks. So like those are usually the characters that I make. So yeah. Like I already made my character as a Khajiit. And he's like a thief. That's why I'm reading the stealth stuff, is because like this is what I'm doing really. I was like a sneaky little bastard. So, yeah, and that's kind of how I usually play. Run it back again. Run that soundtrack back. But yeah, even in games that are not like role-playing games, like, you know, like story-based choose your own adventure games, like I'm always choosing the options where I'm like, this is what I would choose, not necessarily what the character would choose. I don't know, it's but usually I go for like options that are just more interesting. I don't like doing the save scumming thing either. Like if I were to like steal something and get caught, I would just roll with it. Like I don't like yeah, I know this is a game where you could just save over and over and then keep reloading your save. I don't do that. I'm saving a lot only just to make sure that I don't like lose my save or lose any progress, but other than that, I roll with the punches. The dialogue menu, we've kind of figured the dialogue menu is pretty oh, here's the disposition. I don't know how that works. When the dialogue menu appears, you will see a blue bar with a number. This number represents the person's disposition, or how he feels about you, on a scale from 0 to 100. The higher the number, the more he likes you. This means he may be willing to talk to you about topics he wouldn't normally tell you about, give you quests, or offer services he wouldn't have given you before. On the other hand, the lower the number, the less he likes you, and the less he may be willing to tell you or do for you. Yeah, there's already, I already did one part, so you can watch part one. You can watch part one now. Part one is up, and then part two will be tomorrow. And then, of course, it'll always be archived on YouTube. So if you miss anything, yeah, if you miss anything, it'll always be archived. So, a person's disposition is based on a large number of factors, including race, class, your reputation, faction affiliations, and how the person may feel about your previous actions. E.g., you helped a member of this individual's guild, or stole from or killed a friend of his. You can change a person's disposition by using persuasion. Now, see this part. How would they know? How would they know if I stole? Unless I got caught. Unless I got caught killing their friend or stealing from them. They shouldn't know this. Okay. Okay, books. Throughout your adventures, you will find books of all kinds. Books may be several pages in length. Left click the previous and next buttons to flip through the pages. If your mouse has a wheel, I guess you could get a mouse these days without a wheel, but most, I mean, you would have to look for a mouse without a wheel these days. Okay. Keep in mind that books usually belong to people, so taking one is theft, and the owner will act accordingly if they catch you. Some books will provide information on the lore and history of Morrowind and Tamriel. Others will provide lessons that actually help improve your skills. You only need to open a book in order to receive the skill increase it provides, assuming it increases the skill. Upon opening such books, a message will appear and indicate which skill is improved. A book will only improve a skill once. Reading it over and over won't improve a skill further. Your journal is an invaluable tool. Also, the journal is great. Just to be able to like page through this and be like, okay, what did I do yesterday? To open your journal, press the J key. It will open your journal to the most recent entry. You can move through the page by clicking the previous and next buttons on your mouse wheel, which allows you to see information on quests you've been given or completed and other important events. You will notice certain words are highlighted in blue. These words are topics that can be found in your topic list, which keeps track of everything you've been told about a given subject. I don't know if I knew that. You can click the blue word or click topics to view your topic list. Select the letter you want to use to view available topics. You can either select a topic from the list, or you can click cancel to go back to the index to choose another letter. Click journal again to return to the journal. Okay. Oh, you said that. You're ahead of me. Containers, we know how containers work. Resting and waiting. We know how that works. Fast travel. Since the land of Morrowind is so large, you will find a variety of fast travel options available to you at various places throughout the world. Although traveling on foot can lead you to many exciting adventures and exotic locations, it can also lead to your demise. Options available to you include silt striders, boats, and teleportation from mages guilds. The map of Vardenfell shows the location of silt striders and boats in Morrowind. Each form of fast travel can be purchased by speaking with the person who offers it and selecting travel. Use fast travel whenever you have the means to avoid any unfortunate encounters and to save time. I like that they don't do the see. It's like it's one of those like double-edged sword things, because on one hand, it's way more I don't know, immersive, that you can't just like open your map and then like teleport to a spot on the map like you can in like Skyrim or whatever. But also, I don't know, the convenience of being able to just teleport anywhere. Skyrim is great as well. So I don't know, double-edged sword there. I guess I didn't know that there were boats. I did talk to someone. Someone didn't mention you can teleport from the Mage Guild. But I already knew about the Silt Striders. We used the Silt Strider already. Yeah, like well, Skyrim has all of that, but you're not going to use any of it. That's the thing, unless you're role playing. The problem with Skyrim is that it doesn't. You're disincentivized from doing anything but just teleporting everywhere. Because the horses suck. The horses are garbage, and then the carts, you have to like pay for the carts, and it was just situational. You wouldn't use a cart. You wouldn't go from like Solitude to Winterhold, because one, Winterhold doesn't even have a cart. I play so much Skyrim, so like Winterhold doesn't have any options. You have to open the map and just teleport, because you just have no options. Crime in jail. I like you can resist arrest, which is a really bad idea, because A, guards are very tough, and B, is yet another in a growing list of crimes for which you'll be held accountable and your bounty goes up further. If you have the money, you can pay off the bounty on your head and avoid jail. If you stole items, they'll be taken from you, including things you may have stolen without getting caught. Okay. You can agree to go to jail rather than pay the fine. Some of your skills will degrade during your time in jail. The number of skills and the amount they deteriorate depends on the amount of time in jail. Any stolen items in your possession will be taken from you. Okay. This is like how their crime system has worked, I guess. Even in Oblivion and Skyrim, so this is easy to understand. I guess the new thing here is that your skills go down. I don't remember if Skyrim does that. I think Oblivion does that. Loading and saving. Got that. Options menu. Oh, here we go. I actually did want to look at the difficulty slider. Ours is at -100 when I looked at it. And I think I'm going to set that back to default. Increase the amount of damage you deal and receive, or reduce the amount of damage you deal or receive. Okay, so it's just damage. It's like a damage slider. So I think I want this at 0 if that's the default. Morrowind has no NPCs that are unkillable. It allows you to do anything, kill anyone, but it will tell you if you killed an NPC essential to the main quest, but you can still do it. Yeah, that's something that they really screwed up. on. I don't remember if Oblivion did that, but I know Skyrim has that like essential stuff. It's just so bad. It's so dumb. And then they've done it for all of their games. Every single one of their games do that now, where it's like, oh no, you can't kill this person, even if it's like a totally legitimate option that you should have at that moment in time. They just don't allow you to do it, and it's the worst. Like, yeah, if I kill someone who's important, just tell me I killed someone important, and then let me either continue or just go back and reload an old save. Like, it's not something you have no way of dealing with. I don't know. I think maybe, you know, as their games got more complex, they've just there's so much more stuff that they have to account for that killing someone might it just might not be able to just allow you to do it. I don't know. Oh, that's it. We've reached the end. That's it. Yeah, look at how short this list is. Look at how short this list of people are. So short, in fact, that they can put all the voice actors on. They can give credit. They can put all their voice actors in the credits. This is everyone. TV Tim said, you can actually complete the main story if you kill any story essential NPCs. There's a workaround of sorts. Really only one NPC is needed to finish the story, and even he can be killed. That's great. I like that. I mean, even if you just wanted to just kill everyone just to see if you could like do it, I don't know. They just let you do it. What else? Oh, look at that. The back of it gives you the controls. Quick access to the controls here in case you forget. Right, well, I think that's gonna do it here. That was all I had planned. Was just I was gonna read the manual and then and then be done. But yeah, I'm glad I went through this because yeah, there's definitely stuff that I did not know, especially the probes. We're gonna have to do some shopping when we load up the game tomorrow. So. There's stuff that we've learned today that we can now take into the game. The journey begins tomorrow. Well, the journey already began, but the journey will continue. The journey will continue with new knowledge that has been obtained outside of the game. And yeah, so yeah, like I said, part one's up. Part one, you can go watch part one right now if you're looking for something to do. And yeah, you can do that. You can do that right now. And then part two will be tomorrow. And now I'm excited. I'm excited to get into it now. Now I have so much more knowledge and yeah. And yeah, and then yeah, the way I do it is we're gonna do it live, but I'm not gonna look at the chat. And the chat will be here. So if there's anyone, if you guys want to chat amongst yourselves about how bad I am at the game, you can do that. And that's totally fine. But I'll look at it like I'll look at the chat before I start and then like after I end the stream, or before I end the stream and before I start playing. I just want to avoid spoilers or whatever, but then you know you guys can like talk about the game. and then I won't see it. So, all right, that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it here, guys. Thanks Zeno for hopping in here, chatting with me. Also to TV Tim for, I don't know, showing up at the last second. Maybe you were here the whole time and were just quiet, but